Hey students, in this video, I'll be touching on energy in food. Today, we will look at 4 main guiding questions, namely, why do we need food? How do plants make their own food? How do animals obtain energy? And why the sun is important to living things on Earth. Without further ado, let's get started. Have you ever wondered why we need food for survival? The answer is simple. We eat food to stay alive and healthy. Food provides us with energy that we need for activities such as breathing and running, and for growth. All living things get energy from food. But do plants and animals obtain food the same way? The answer is no. The difference is that plants make their own food, while animals do not. This leads us to our next guiding question. How do plants make their own food? Plants make their own food through the process of photosynthesis. But you must be thinking, how? Plants can make their own food because they have a green substance called chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is found in the leaves. The round green substance that you can see here is the chloroplast, and chlorophyll is found in these chloroplasts. Imagine that you have a microscope. If you look at a leaf through the microscope, you will see the chloroplast in the plant cells, and within the chloroplast are the chlorophyll. Photosynthesis is a process that requires 3 conditions. 1. Sunlight. 2. Water. And 3. Carbon dioxide. So how does a plant obtain all of them? Water is absorbed by the roots of the plants from the soil and then transported to the leaves through water-carrying tubes in the stem. Chlorophyll in leaves trap light to enable plants to make food. The food that plants make is sugar. Leaves come in different shapes and sizes. Larger leaves have larger exposed surface area that allows more light to be trapped. Next, the plants also need carbon dioxide from the surroundings. Carbon dioxide is taken in by the plant through tiny openings on the leaves. These tiny openings are called the stomata. They are usually found on the underside of the leaf for the exchange of gases. So with all 3 conditions, the plant is ready to photosynthesize to produce 2 products: sugar, which is food for plants, and oxygen. How are they released? The sugar is transported to all parts of the plant through food-carrying tubes to produce energy. Oxygen is released into the surroundings through the stomata. Before we move on, do take note of the difference between the words photosynthesis and photosynthesize. Photosynthesis is a noun because it is a named process, and photosynthesize is a verb as it is an action that is taken by plants. So plants use the energy in the sugar to stay alive and grow. If plants produce more sugar than they need, the extra sugar is changed into starch and stored in different parts of the plants. Bananas and sweet potatoes are examples of storage parts of plants. The plants themselves also serve as food for other living organisms that are unable to make their own food. This brings us to our next guiding question. How do animals obtain energy? Unlike plants, animals are unable to make their own food. Animals obtain energy by eating other living things such as plants and animals. So with oxygen from the surroundings and digested food, the animal cells undergo respiration to release energy and carbon dioxide. To help sum up these 2 processes and aid in your memory, let us do some comparisons. Firstly, photosynthesis occurs only in plants, while respiration occurs in all living things. Secondly, photosynthesis occurs only in the presence of light, while respiration occurs all the time during day and night in all living organisms, even in plants. Next, carbon dioxide is taken in and oxygen is released during photosynthesis, while oxygen is taken in and carbon dioxide is released during respiration. Let us take a look at the two equations of the different processes. During photosynthesis, carbon dioxide combines with water to produce glucose and oxygen. Respiration is an opposite reaction, where glucose combines with oxygen to produce carbon dioxide and water. The similarity between these two processes is that both generate energy for living things. Let's move on to our last guiding question. Why is the sun important to living things on Earth? Living things on Earth depend on the sun as the source of heat and light. Heat from the sun keeps the Earth warm for living things to stay alive. Light from the sun enables animals to see. In what other ways do animals and plants depend on light from the sun? Recall, photosynthesis requires light. When plants use sunlight to make food, the energy from the sun is passed on to the plants in the form of sugar. When animals eat the plants, the energy in our food can be traced back to the sun. And with that, let us recap the 4 guiding questions. Can you answer all of them? Firstly, we need food as it provides us with energy that we need for survival and growth. Next, plants make their own food through the process of photosynthesis with the presence of water, sunlight, and carbon dioxide to produce sugar and oxygen. Animals obtain energy from the consumption of other living organisms. Energy is obtained through the process of respiration, where digested food and oxygen is converted to energy and carbon dioxide. Lastly, the sun is important to living things on Earth because it is our primary source of energy. The light produced by the sun enables plants to carry out photosynthesis and provide animals with food, ultimately. It's time for a concept check. Can you recall the properties of lime water? Lime water can be used to test for carbon dioxide. In the presence of carbon dioxide, lime water turns chalky. In the absence of carbon dioxide, lime water remains clear. With this, you are ready to start on a short quiz. Pause the video to attempt the following question on your own. When you are done, continue with the video. The answer is 2. In the beginning, lime water is always clear. Hence, we can eliminate option 3 and 4. R does not contain living things. Thus, there are no organisms to respire. Lime water will not turn chalky as amount of carbon dioxide will not turn clear lime water chalky. Hence, it should not have been chalky. It should have been clear. S has a pot of plant. The carbon dioxide from respiration of the plant is used by the plant for photosynthesis. Thus, the amount of carbon dioxide in the setup did not increase to turn lime water chalky. Hence, lime water remains clear. And that's the end of this video. Thank you for watching. See you in our next video. Have fun learning! This video was brought to you by Project Love of Learning from Hwa Chong Institution.